All right, guys, welcome to the first ever Operation Babble video segment, I guess, because this is not going to be on podcast streaming services, only the video services that we have videos on. So we wanted to just hop on here real quick, guys, and talk about some of the recent cancellations that have happened and go from there. So do you want to start us off out, Tivis, my man?
Canceled Batwoman.
So they did, yeah. So CW has canceled or is it the Batwoman or just Batwoman?
It's Batwoman.
Batwoman.
If there's a ignore it. That sounds terrible.
When I read this headline, and so like I posted in our Operation Babble group too, so people understand. When I read the headline, I literally put my hands up in the air and was like, yes, like, hell yeah. Because one, I just don't really care for the Batwoman show, but also I assumed that her being that show being canceled meant that Legends was safe. And then like 20 minutes later, I find out Legends got canceled too. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
You put the karma in the air.
Right. So that was a thing. And that was not a fun thing to hear. But what are your thoughts on Batwoman getting canceled? Because I know you had somewhat of a desire for it recently.
I mean, it sucks. It was finally getting good. And it feels like a Netflix move, honestly. You get a show that's picking up steam finally and getting, its feet planted on the ground, and then you just pull the rug out.
Yeah.
It's if they had done this a season or two ago, I wouldn't be as bummed, but I'm like, man, I really enjoy it. I'm halfway through. I don't know. I haven't seen the ending to this last season yet, but the Batman trophy stuff it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything what's going on. I think I just watched season 2, whatever was on Netflix recently. So I don't know what's going on in the new season. I just watched her first run as Batwoman. So yeah, not Ruby Rose, but the girl who came after. How do you?
The better actress,
Javicia Fox or I don't know. I might be confusing actresses too. So.
I have no idea.
But yeah, then of course Legends was the big one that hit me because
almost immediately after.
And as we talked about recently on episode of Operation Babble, we discussed like our top 5 favorite comic book or DC live action shows and stuff like that, and Legends was one of the big ones for both of us. And it was especially big for me because it's the first Arrowverse show that I had watched that got me into all the rest of the Arrowverse content. So when I found out it was canceled, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why? Like, they're not even getting a finale, like a good ending or close or send off.
Yeah. I haven't finished this season either, but I know how it ends. And it basically, they introduce a new hugely popular character played by the phenomenal David Faison, who has had terrible luck lately with shows,
unless CW.
It's a kids show. Yeah, both CW.
I think CW just hates Donald Faison, so let's put that out there. Let's
just. I feel for that guy, but
yeah,
even more so for fans. I mean, for those who don't know, it was Booster Gold. And it's a character that people have wanted because he's a comedic time traveler in the comics. So he's perfect for this show. They have been calling for him for years. They finally get him. And then it's like, nope.
No, we're not doing that storyline. Yeah. I have not watched season 7 yet because I just found out it was on Netflix, and trying to keep up with the shows like as they air on CW is just not something I do. My TV's barely on a normal channel, let alone CW. So
yeah, I only have like 3 to 4 hours a day to do anything.
Right. So I'm really bummed about it. I saw that several of the writing team posted a tweet out.
And multiple tweets. There was like 3 or 4 in a row. It was extremely heartfelt. Dude, this show, like, okay, Superman and Lois. You've seen the first season, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's quality, like storytelling, with the HBO Max backing and stuff. It goes above CW stuff, obviously, but Legends just had so much heart to it.
And it adapted every season too. It knew
it changed,
to adapt and change, and not even just with the cast changing, but with like the direction or like subgenre that they dealt with each season. Like there was like a horror one pretty much, or dark magic and stuff like that, where they did that. And then they did a whole nother season where it was like aliens and, so they knew to change it up to keep it going. And also
even within those seasons, you had like Westerns, heist, spy.
Doing the time travel stuff was the best thing for that show, and continuing the time travel stuff.
Even having like historical, important figures, George Lucas, Tolkien.
Yeah. Well, we know they don't want us to know history, so of course they're going to cancel the show that's teaching some history, man. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, Katie Lotz came out. She didn't know, like, get to say anything until like late in the night because she was doing some other stuff and apparently got the news later. But she came out and said, "I am bummed. I am sad. I'm going to miss it so much. I'm going to miss our amazing cast and crew, but at the same time, I recognize how lucky I have been to play Sarah Lance for this long. Working on Legends has been amazing. It's been such a journey, and I am so endlessly grateful for it and for you guys. So thank you to all the Legends of Tomorrow fans out there. We love you guys so much, and it has been a blast." And you can see her actually saying these in Instagram videos.
Story.
Yeah, Instagram story. So
and I just watched that before we started recording, and you could tell she's really broken up about it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta think about, like, her character originated as on Arrow, so she's been with
just the original. She was a throwaway character in the pilot.
Oh yeah, well, she wasn't actually in the pilot. That was a different actress that played Sarah Lance. Who? From the
I
first.
Need to go back
season.
And rewatch.
I think she didn't show up till season 2 of Arrow, if I remember. But like the actress who played like the Sarah Lance in the first season with the flashbacks and stuff, completely different actress. But she's been with the entire Arrowverse since season 2 of Arrow, which is super long. A
year before it exploded into multiple shows.
Right. So she's definitely is probably, I'm grateful that they've had the show on for as long as they did. It's definitely a show that you probably could have watched the first season and been like, oh, they're going to end this now.
Oh yeah. The first season is so different to what it became. And a lot of people fell off of it after that first season, which is a shame because that, so a lot of shows that are long lasting, they become something extremely different from their first. I mean, look at the first season of How I Met Your Mother or Last Man. I guess that wasn't long lasting, only went 4 seasons, but like a ton of stuff. They evolve into what people remember.
Yeah,
I hope the fan outcry can make WB Discovery realize, like, hey, this show deserves at least like a 6-part ending, just something short. You don't have to go extravagant. You don't have to go a full season, but give them
something to close on.
Oh my God. He's going back and forth from Batwoman to Legends. The reactions are so drastically different. Obviously, I'm in a minority with Batwoman. I can see that. I know it wasn't a great show. It was the weakest of them continuously.
It definitely was continue, like as far as what I've seen so far, Batwoman, it definitely was more the weakest shows from the Arrowverse for sure. It also had a lot of different production problems with, you know, Ruby Rose leaving and stuff like that, which automatically deterred people from watching it. And then like comments made by specific actors before the
like
show
Ruby
came out. Right. And so that doesn't help the show at all.
No.
And it doesn't help morale in the writing room to be like, hey, let's actually do a really good script. I feel for both the writing teams, though. I really do. Even though I didn't care for Batwoman as much, I still watched it. And I still
it's still people losing their jobs, you know.
It's still people losing jobs. Hopefully, they'll recycle some of these writers from Legends, or you know, these to other shows, or you know, maybe to some of the HBO Max stuff that they're gonna do in there. So, but yeah, for Legends, anyways, I wish that they would do like even a 3-part, you know.
Yeah, it's just
something to give them a send off, you know.
Do a crossover event in Flash again to send them off.
Yeah,
like just give them an ending.
CW sucks at send offs, if people haven't realized by now.
Oh my god! No, yeah, we get the fucking Arrow, which became a backdoor pilot to a spinoff that they didn't even have green lit. Right. Black Lightning, which was just okay, which, you know, you fall in the middle ground. That's fine, whatever. Supergirl, I think the best ending so far, because they didn't fuck it up.
But it's still open-ended too at the same time.
Now we have Batwoman and Legends ending on cliffhangers, because that's how they end every season.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, man. But do you have any other feels on Legends itself, or do you want to talk more about Batwoman? Or
you know, I'm glad I still have half the season left to enjoy, so that I still have some new things.
Right.
But I am extremely sad to know that it's just not getting an ending. Yeah. That's I hate when these places don't give them an ending.
I'm sure when, like, say Flash ends, Sarah will show up in that. I'm sure of it.
Probably, yeah.
As a send off to Flash, and hopefully they do it, write it decently, so it's also a send off to her as well. I would really appreciate them to do send offs for these characters that people, you know, like I've talked about before, like I didn't get into the Arrowverse until way, you know, after Flash was out and Legends and stuff like that. But it's like there's our people that have followed them for years. And even I haven't followed them for like as many years, but just following the stories themselves, you get attached. You get attached to characters, even if the stories kind of suck. You get attached to some of the characters. So I would love to see them utilize some of the Legends characters somewhere else here and there. I wonder if they do anything with was it Batwing, right? They had him in Batwoman.
Yeah. His story was I was enjoying that as well. Yeah.
Or if they even spin off and just give him his own show, you know.
Maybe.
But I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Because they have that Gotham Knights show or whatever coming on.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a factor in Batwoman getting canceled. They're like, we don't need 2 Gotham shows, especially when they're not connected.
Which then they're going to be putting like they
that embargo and everything back.
Yeah. They also changed the Gotham PD show for HBO Max to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
A show. So
I think that was more of the call of the
Matt
Reeves, though.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not focused on Joker, Matt. Like, come on. We don't need all Joker centered products anymore. I know people are going to hate me saying that, but
at all.
Like, there's so many more better rogues out there for us to tackle.
Yeah. Did you hear who he wants for the second movie?
No.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Freeze.
In his universe?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I would like to see the aesthetic of that, you know? That would be awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here with you real quick, dude, and discuss some of our feels because I was
I hope the listeners enjoy my straight out of bed look.
yeah. It's funny that or not funny, it was kind of sad. Like I told my wife, I was like, oh, they canceled Batwoman. And then like just a few minutes later, like I started talking about, I was like, it's good because I really love Legends. I started talking about how Batwoman was like the worst CW one I had watched. And then I started talking to her about how much I loved Legends and stuff. And then like a few minutes later, it was that. And I was just like, I felt so crushed because I was like already on the high of talking about like praising Legends at that moment too. So I was just like, man, come on now. And then you're busting my balls in the group page. Like, oh yeah, karma, bitch. I was like, man, come on, you love the show too. What are you talking about?
This is what you get for celebrating. Any word on Naomi getting a season 2?
I have not seen anything on it. I thought it was like, honestly, I thought it was up to these two shows, and whichever one didn't get cut is what the other one would get cut. Like if they cut Batwoman, Legends was going to stay, but nope. Discovery merger has destroyed our funness to this.
Oh, yeah, no, these poor people, they've had like 3 or 4 changes in their management over the past 5 years. That's awful.
Wasn't like AT&T with running the show for a minute?
They were, yeah.
And now Discovery. So it's just like, fix your stuff.
And the AT&T stuff was all fucked up too, because they weren't merged at first. They were just under the same umbrella, and then they're like, we're going to merge you slowly, and then we're just going to crash everything together and restructure everything. And that's when we had all of the layoffs a couple of years ago from everyone.
Yeah. I wish that instead of messing with, because I felt even with some of the bad DC TV, like don't get me started, like CW TV, DC TV is not like the best thing out there.
No,
but with TV programming, I felt like DC was actually doing a pretty decent job at it and connecting it and stuff like that. Like that was their MCU right there. Like they didn't need to try and emulate it with the movies and stuff like that. But if they want to fix something, they should go and fix the movies.
Which they're working on.
Right.
Look at how many fucking DC movies are announced that have they're still in the planning process, and then how many have been announced and get thrown out.
Well, look at Flash. I mean, that movie was supposed to come out like last year or something like that.
Well, we'll be seeing it next year now.
If Ezra doesn't mess up again, I guess.
Yeah.
if he gets in trouble, they'll push it back another year.
I will say, if they want to give Legends a closing in the comics, it won't be as satisfying, but I'll take it. I mean, they did that with Crisis with the characters they couldn't fit into the into this TV story, and that was nice. I'm glad they did that. They didn't have to do that at all, but they still did. That's
nice. I didn't know that they did that for a Crisis. Like what?
It was a 2 giant issue series. It was pretty cool. It filled in some of the gaps. I mean, retroactively, and it wasn't after either. Like the first issue came out during the event, so it's not like it was a quick patch job to try and fix the holes in the story.
Right.
It was just something that they did because they knew they couldn't fit everyone into the what they had.
What characters did they focus on? Do you not remember?
Felicity's in it. I know she's a major player. Give me a second here.
I'm surprised they haven't done like a comic of it might be boring, but like where Felicity and Arrow are, in their entire world to themselves type of thing.
All right, so we got some more fill-in story with the main cast, but we got Wally West in it.
He wasn't in the entire Crisis, was he?
No, which is odd.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well,
they don't list the characters. I'm trying to go by the cover here, and this is a terrible Wikipedia
they can go
page.
and find these comics, which is nice to get more of a deeper dive into the crisis aftermath or whatnot. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so with
the Ray is in it as well from Crisis on Earth, or not Crisis, Earth X, and I forgot his animated series, Freedom Fighters. That's it.
Freedom Fighters. Yeah. But they show him in the live action version when they do the Crisis on Earth X or Attack from Earth X or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah. That's where and we get the Captain Cold again.
Yeah, Leonard shows back up in there. Yeah.
Man, if only he had been a mainstay. I know he had other obligations, but he
was one of my favorite legends from the first season. Honestly,
he's just a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, and then him and Rory's back and forth because they were both in the prison escape show together. They had good chemistry, which was nice. So yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have much else to say. I just wanted people to, know this. The reason we also did this, I don't know if I said that at the beginning, was because we didn't want to waste a crap load of time on the podcast that's coming out next week, because we're talking about Dr. Mordred from 1992 to kind of finish up our road to the multiverse of madness, as Tivis
has dubbed it
as. And that episode will drop this the weekend, the Friday that Multiverse of Madness actually does come out. So hopefully we'll both have watched it by the next episode and we'll be able to talk about it then. So honestly, if you don't watch that movie before like Monday after it comes out, you're getting spoiled on from everybody. So it's like you got to rush out there. That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, might as well mention Monster Cast still going strong if you want to check that out.
Yeah, you guys can check out the Monster Cast. They drop every Monday at 7 a.m. on both all podcasting services and YouTube via the Monster Cast as well, guys. And we really appreciate everybody who listens to both shows, and really appreciate everybody who interacts with us. So that's awesome, man. And I really, really, really want to say to the cast and crew and writers of the Legends show, I really enjoyed all the adventures that you guys took us on, and you definitely will be missed. I am so sad too that they canceled you guys before we even got Bebo manufactured out there. Like, what the hell?
Still can't believe that was not a toy.
Like, come on, CW, Warner Brothers, DC. Like, how did you not do a Bebo action figure? You do 5 billion Batman figures a year, but you can't do one Bebo figure or even a plushie, man. That would be like easy money.
Oh, it would sell. Like,
I wonder how many crew members have taken like the extra Bebos from set.
Oh, I'm sure quite a few.
And put those on eBay, please. I would like to buy one.
Maybe that's what they give them when they are like, maybe that's their sign that they're off the show next season. Here's your Bebo. Thank you for your time.
Bebo, God of War.
Oh,
this show is such a great show, guys. If you are listening to us talking about this and have never watched, DC Legends, I definitely do recommend it. It was recommended to me to watch it, even though I refused to watch any of the CW Arrowverse shows before, and that definitely got me deep diving into watching those shows. Unfortunately, then it made me have to watch all of those shows, including Batwoman. Sorry, Batwoman, I couldn't get your ratings up high enough for you to stay either. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't even think this was about ratings anymore.
No, they're just cleaning house.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, well, we're gonna get this, and
especially with the potential sale coming up of the channel.
Yeah, and I feel Flash. The only reason they kept that is because it's such a staple hero to a lot of people.
Yeah, they don't want to fuck that up like Arrow.
right. They're not gonna be like, yeah, well, And also they're probably like, well, Ezra fucked up again, so we probably should keep another better Flash out there right now, just in case we need to do something.
A lot of people want Grant to replace Ezra, and I'm here for it if they do it.
It would be interesting to see how Grant Gustin's Flash would when you inject him into what they do with the DC movies. I would really be interested to see how that would work, like his banter with like Aquaman or something, like Jason Momoa and him. So, yeah. And I'd also like to see him in that really weird metallic Flash suit, because Grant Gustin is not as like a bulky-ish guy. You know, he's a lot more tall and dangly than Ezra is. I think at least it appears that way. Maybe it's just their faces. So who knows? Any last things that you have to interject here with, any of this stuff or anything you want to throw out there that we won't talk about?
I also encourage people to go check out Legends. And again, keep in mind the first season, nothing like what it becomes. It eventually stops taking itself seriously, realizes what it is and what it can do, and it rolls with it so well.
Yeah. And lastly, my Snyder bros out there, Snyder bros, please listen carefully. Do whatever the hell you did to get the Snyder cut released for them to get a closing last few episodes.
Yes.
Just use your power, the Snyder bro power, and get this show to have a closing, because I will be happy. And everyone's always heard, if they listen to the show, that I enjoyed the Snyder cut as well. So definitely get them to close this Legends show out with a bang. They need it for sure. So other than that, man, any housework that we need to do here? Social media, I guess. If you're watching this anyways, you're either watching it on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Operation Babble, and YouTube at the Myke Shrews YouTube channel right now. So definitely check us out on all these platforms, guys. And you can email us if you would like as well. Any questions, topics, if you disagree with us here, let us know in an email or comments below and all that crap. So, and that email is operationbabble@outlook.com. Wow, I am slow this morning. All right. Yeah. It's a good thing we didn't do this live, right? Because I thought about it. I was like, maybe we should just go live on Facebook, but no. All right, man. Well, thank you for jumping on here with me, and may Bebo live forever in everybody's hearts. Hopefully we get to see little Bebo dolls popping up in Flash or something.
Who knows?
Right. All right. With that, we end this on a somber moment. Later, guys.
Later.
Peace. You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks, and have a great day. All right, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. How do we want to start this? Since this is the first time ever doing this.
You just want to play the music like normal?
No, because I don't have any of that set up.
You want to add the music in post?
Nope. Here, we'll just jump into it.